Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing well.
All right, so my name is Matthew Auburn, and you?
I'm David.
All right, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so do you know why we're here today?
I don't know. Why don't you inform me?
Well, I'm here to teach you about the theology of the body.
Well, that's interesting.
Yes. And do you know who wrote the theology of the body?
No, I don't.
St. John Paul II.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you know why he wrote it for us?
Can you inform me more?
He wrote it for us.
Okay.
And the three things that I'm going to teach you about the theology of the body today is going to be original solitude, original unity, and original nakedness.
Okay.
And I will start first with original solitude.
All right.
Okay, so in the last reflection of the present cycle, we reached an introductory conclusion, taken from the words of Genesis on the creation of man as male and female. We reach these words, that is the beginning to which the Lord Jesus referred to in his talk on the indissolubility of marriage. But the conclusion at which we arrived does not yet end the series of our analysis. We must reread the narrations of the first, second chapters of Genesis in a wider context, which will allow us to establish a series of meanings of the ancient text to which Christ referred. Therefore, today we will reflect on the meaning of man's original solitude. The starting point of this reflection is provided for us directly by the following words of Genesis. It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him. Genesis 2:18. God Yahweh speaks these words. They belong to the second account of the creation of man, and so they come from the Yahwist tradition. As we have already recalled, it is significant that, as regards to Yahweh's text, the account of the creation of the man is a separate passage. It precedes the account of the creation of the first woman. It is also significant that the first man, Adam, created from dust from the ground, is defined as a male. Only after the creation of the first woman, so when God Yahweh speaks the words about solitude, it is in reference to the solitude of man as such, and not just to that of the male.
Interesting.
Shall we move on to original unity?
Okay.
The words of Genesis, it is not good that man should be alone, are a prelude to the narrative of the creation of woman together with this narrative. The sense of original solitude becomes part of the meaning of original unity, the key point of which seems to be precisely the words of Genesis 2:24. Christ referred to them in his talk with the priestess. A man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and two shall become one flesh. If Christ quoted these words referring to beginning, it is opportune for us to clarify that meaning of the original unity that has its roots in the fact of the creation of man as male and female. In the narrative of our first chapter of Genesis does not know the problem of man's original solitude. Man is male and female right from the beginning. On the contrary, the Yahwist text of the second chapter authorizes us in a way to think first only of the man, since by means of the body he belongs to the visible world but goes beyond it. Then it makes us think of the same man, but through the dualism of sex. Corporality and sexuality are not completely identified. It is normal constitution. The human body bears within it the signs of sex and is male or female by its nature. However, the fact that man is a body belongs to the structure of the personal subject more deeply than the fact that in his somatic constitution he is also male or female. Therefore, the meaning of original solitude, which can be referred simply to man, is prior to the meaning of original unity. The latter is based on masculinity and femininity, as if on two different incarnations, that is, on two ways of being a body of the same human being created in the image of God. Now, I will teach you about the original nakedness.
Okay.
I will admit up front that original nakedness, the third of the original experiences that St. Paul that John Paul II explains in the TOB. Do you know what TOB is?
No, I don't.
Theology of the Body.
Okay.
It's short for Theology of the Body.
That makes sense.
Has always been the least clear to me. We have seen man alone in front of God and the rest of the world, understanding both his created nature and his unique place in creation. And we have seen Adam and Eve together, understanding that man does not live or know himself in isolation, that his finitude and bodiness are in fact good. What more does original nakedness bring to the table, so to speak?
I'm not sure.
Let's first recall the context of original nakedness. The three original experiences are a meditation by the saint of the subjective experience of Adam and Eve in the state of original innocence. The experiences are not stepwise or successive, but in fact a circumcision. All three are present in the beginning in some sense, albeit in more or less explicit ways at different points. Original nakedness is intrinsically related to original solitude and original unity. Insofar as it is part of the human experience, and insofar as it is too like the other experiences, opens up other dimension of what it means to be imago Dei. Which dimension is that? Our first clue is the word John Paul II uses to name this experience, nakedness. Brings the body almost immediately to mind, and thus should be a clue that it may have something to do with the immanent experience of man and body as embodied. Once again, we are being reminded that the body is not something other than myself, that in fact I am my body, and my lived experience occurs, so to speak, nowhere else. Original nakedness then reminds us of our certain transparency the human being should properly have, even if it has been now distorted to himself, to others, and to the world.
Interesting.
Now, why do you think this is important or not important for my age group? Should it be taught sooner in high school or later, or not at all?
I think it should be taught sooner.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it is important for my age group because there is too much toxicity in my generation. It should be taught way sooner, maybe like 8th grade.
I agree.
Thank you for your time today, Mr. Auburn.
Thank you very much, sir.
John Paul II wrote the Theology of the Body, and do you know who he wrote it for?
I don't know.
Well, he wrote it for us.
That's good.
Yeah, he's a very smart man.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, he's been through a lot.
Okay, that was a total screw up. We started off good.
I'm not putting that in.
No, don't put that in there.
That's so bad.
Oh.
Alright, let's calm ourselves down.
Okay, we screwed that up.
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
that was actually my fault though, because he's been through a lot. I ran out of good things to say about St. John Paul II, so I just...
Well, how about you say he's a very good man?
Okay, let's do that then.
Instead of saying he's been through a lot. Oh my god. That was hilarious.
Okay. Okay, breathe. Breathe.
I couldn't help it. You started this.
I'm sorry.
He's been through a lot. You made it sound like he's had a troubled past. He's been in and out of prison and all kinds of shit. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna stop this.